Jurassic Park is the quintessential dinosaur movie. So why does Steven Spielberg spend the first 6 minutes hiding one? The answer doesn't just explain this opening, it explains the entire film. Welcome to Cinematic Language. Today we're breaking down Jurassic Park's first 6 minutes, piece by piece, to uncover how brilliantly Spielberg establishes the themes and conflicts that will drive the story. Jurassic Park opens with the sounds of nature, crickets, animal calls, but listen carefully and you'll hear something else, a motor, something artificial, something that doesn't belong. Before we see a dinosaur or a character, Spielberg already establishes one of the film's central conflicts, nature versus human control. Even the title sequence contributes. The words first appear in blood red with what looks like blood flowing through them, reinforcing the sense that something dangerous is lurking. The music swells with an almost operatic intensity. It's beautiful, but there's something unsettling about it, like a warning. And Spielberg reinforces this warning by refusing to show us what's making all this noise. Instead, he shows us movement in the jungle, then reactions. Workers looking upward, looking afraid. Every shot tells us something about the creature without actually revealing it. As Spielberg moves through the workers, one man immediately stands apart. His clothing is different. His hat resembles one worn by another expert we'll meet later on. And unlike the other workers, Spielberg gives him a slow push-in. Then the music changes. If it reminds you of the Terminator, you're not alone. James Cameron desperately wanted to direct Jurassic Park.
I got to make this movie. I never even finished the book. I called up and he said, Steven just bought it. I would have made it like Aliens. I would have made an R-rated, scare the crap out of you movie. And you made it just scary enough, but still a movie for kids.
Whether it was intentional or not, it's hard not to wonder if Spielberg is tipping his hat to Cameron. Finally, the source of the disturbance emerges, or at least part of it. After all that buildup, Spielberg shows us a cage. And that's important. The first thing Jurassic Park wants us to see isn't a prehistoric animal. It's a system designed to control one. The cage itself tells a story. Whatever is in this container isn't just being transported, it's being contained. And then Spielberg gives us one of the opening's most important shots. We experience the situation from the dinosaur's perspective. We hear growls, agitation, and that's important because it reminds us that this isn't a monster, it's an animal. As the cage is moved into position, Spielberg introduces a simple but effective visual system: red, yellow, green. It's another example of humans trying to impose order on the wild. And this isn't the last time Spielberg uses visual systems. Green means it's safe to proceed. This red button shuts down the entire park. And sadly, Sattler restoring power leads to this unfortunate accident. So when the transfer moves from red to yellow to green, it creates the illusion that everything is under control. And for a moment, it seems to work. Until we get a second POV shot that shows us the raptor has honed in on her prey.
Joffrey, raise the gate!
Notice how quickly the mood shifts. The red light is back on, the workers start shouting, and then Spielberg does something remarkable. After spending 3 minutes hiding the dinosaur, he still refuses to give us a clean look at our clever girl. Instead, we get a blur of movement and a close-up that mirrors another important one later in the film. Then we see Muldoon and the Raptor staring directly at one another. And it's hard not to wonder if Spielberg set up a rivalry that will pay off later. After all, Muldoon seems fixed on one raptor in particular.
We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others. When she looks at you, you can see she's working things out.
I got her.
Is this the same clever girl? Spielberg never confirms it, but the way he frames this moment certainly supports this theory. The most horrifying moment is a masterful blend of visual storytelling and sound design. Joffrey screams, Muldoon's pleas, and the dinosaurs' roars fill the jungle. Like Hitchcock's Psycho, one hand shows us everything we need to know about a character's fate. We never get a full glimpse of the violence, but we don't need one. As the battle fades away, the sounds of nature return. Water ripples, birds chirp. On the surface, peace has restored. But that's exactly how Jurassic Park began. Nothing about this world has changed. Notice what Spielberg shows us next. A reflection of a human distorted by rippling water. The opening is no longer focused on the dinosaurs, it's focused on the people responsible for them. And our introduction to Donald Gennaro shows us a lot. He's wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase, and unlike everyone else we've met so far, he's literally being pulled into the situation. Before Gennaro reaches shore, Juanito jokingly bets that he'll fall.
We are facing a $20 million lawsuit by the family of that worker, and you're telling me that Hammond can't even bother to see me?
Although we haven't met Hammond yet, we already know he's different.
He had to leave early. He wants to be with his daughter. She's getting a divorce.
Well, I understand that, but we've been advised to deal with the situation now.
It's a small moment, but it immediately separates the two men.
The only one I've got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
Thank you.
Then he finally falls. Gennaro quickly recovers, so the moment seems insignificant. But later in the film, he falls again. This time, this bloodsucker doesn't get back up. When Gennaro explains that the inspection is necessary to satisfy the investors, Spielberg holds on Juanito's reaction.
Hammond hates inspections. They slow everything down.
We already know the park isn't safe, but the plans to open continue. Then Spielberg introduces one of the most important relics in the entire film.
Seguro? A ver, muéstrame.
The opening began with a dangerous dinosaur that represents the consequences. These mosquitoes represent the cause. As we descend further into darkness, we learn that Hammond needs two experts to approve the park. Malcolm is described as too trendy. Grant is described as a digger. But what's fascinating is that these labels actually point us in the wrong direction. Malcolm sounds superficial, yet he becomes the film's strongest voice of caution.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Grant sounds focused on the past, yet he's captivated by Hammond's technology.
Dinosaurs and man have just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect?
It's a clever setup that creates expectations the film later challenges. The golden amber may look harmless. Once again, Spielberg hides danger behind something that seems safe. Then Juanito calls the insect cute. And that's fitting, because Jurassic Park repeatedly reminds us that appearances can be deceiving. As we shift to Alan Grant, Spielberg introduces him through another dig. But unlike the mosquito trapped in amber, Grant is uncovering bones in broad daylight. It's another subtle misdirection that suggests Grant is interested in understanding the past, not recreating it. Spielberg pans up to reveal the size of the creature. Although the fossil is technically a Deinonychus, Jurassic Park treats it as a velociraptor. More importantly, Spielberg is reminding us how deadly these animals are. Then Grant says,
I hate computers.
Feelings mutual.
It's yet another setup that points us in the wrong direction. And to be honest, the very technology Grant dismisses here later helps save their lives. Spielberg also draws our attention to Grant through bold red accents, his bandana, his plaid shirt. Even Sattler carries a touch of the same color. Red has already been associated with danger throughout the opening, but Grant's plaid shirt may hint that he'll eventually change his stripes.
After careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park.
The man who initially wants nothing to do with children becomes their protector. And Grant isn't the only one who evolves.
The dinosaurs are breeding.
Before we leave Grant and Sattler, Spielberg shows us one more thing. Their relationship isn't platonic. Spielberg once said that Jurassic Park isn't a monster movie, It's a movie about animals once gone extinct. The first 6 minutes prove that dinosaurs aren't the biggest threat. That's why Spielberg spends 6 minutes hiding one. Because Jurassic Park isn't really just about dinosaurs. It's about what happens when humans believe they can control nature. What's your favorite part of Jurassic Park's opening? Let me know in the comments. I'm Grace, and until next time, remember, life finds a way.